A few days pass without incident. The road is quiet again, and you hardly meet anyone. The weather is cloudier and grayer now. One morning, it's especially chilly, and mists swirl along the road. The sun rays, shining through them, give the landscape before you a strange, eerie glow. For some reason, you feel on edge. The road is silent, and there's no one else to be seen, but you have an uneasy feeling you can't shake, like something bad is going to happen. You catch Otmund's eye, who looks more tense than usual as well.
You feel it too.
Yeah, like there's something out there.
Maybe it's just the gray weather. Yeah, might be nothing but keep your eyes open.
Nothing happens for several hours, and you're starting to doubt yourself. Are you just imagining it? Your neck prickles as though someone's eyes are on you, yet when you turn to look, there's nothing there. You keep going. Your usual break time has been well over an hour ago. You all feel too restless to stop and eat. Then, without warning, an
Fifth.
arrow, an arrow lands in front of Otman's feet. The horse startles and whinnies, tugging at the reins. Save the horse! Otmund manages to calm him down while his eyes dart wildly across the horizon in search of the arrow's source. 3 hooded figures appear from the thicket, bandits most likely looking for some easy loot.
Hail, well met, travelers.
They advance slowly, weapons out. The archer has their bow drawn, arrow at the ready. Otmund's hand twitches on the hilt of his sword.
And what is it you want from us? Straight to business. Well, if that's what you prefer, lay down your weapons and put those hands up nice and easy. If you're a good boy, I might even let you live.
Otmund glances back at you, then at Rain. He can't say anything, not with an arrow aimed at his heart, but...
Now, you're not thinking about trying to take us on, are you?
They flash a toothy grin and swirl a dagger in their hand.
That would be unwise. Be a dear and cooperate for us,
Otmund slowly grips his sword, making as if to do as the bandit said. You exchange a quick look with Rain, and almost imperceptibly they nod. You shift just a little closer in an effort to hide Rain's hand gestures from view, and you hear them whisper something under their breath. The next moment, an ear-deafening boom erupts from Rain, and a thunderous wave crashes against you. What are we, a bard? Yeah. Probably not. The blow knocks you some feet away from Rain, and you wince as you take damage from the impact. Ugh. You have to hand it to Rain. It sure did its job at taking you by surprise. It looks like it was enough of a distraction to give you a fighting chance. Ahead of you can see Otmund stood his ground, sword already in his hands. 2 of the bandits were knocked back, but the largest of the 3 didn't get swept away. With a weapon in one hand and magic in the other, you take on a battle stance. You're not about to let some petty bandits get the better of you. So that's nice that they remembered that we chose the weapon and magic
from earlier,
from
yeah.
that duel. So that's good. Good to see that it comes up again. After they scramble to their feet, the archer immediately targets Rain, sending several of what must be magically imbued arrows their way. Rain retorts with vicious fury. Their magic flashes and sparks in a whirlwind of storm. Shards of ice embed themselves into the ground where the archer stood mere seconds ago. The archer keeps dodging their attacks at the last second. When they get too close for Rain's liking, Rain disappears and appears again in a swirl of silvery mist. So what would be cool is maybe to add like some special effects or something here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, like that, or like something to kind of break up the scenes a bit, because I see that a lot of the backgrounds are being used over and over whenever they're traveling. It would have been nice to have something different for this scene.
Yeah.
Maybe like a scene like where maybe they're getting startled by the bandit. It shows the bandits coming out of like the bushes and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, you don't have to it doesn't have to be like a full on like comic or whatever for each little attack and each little action, but just something to spice it up a little bit. Give us something more to look at than just a background and some text. Anyway, with gritted teeth, Otmund fends off the largest bandit. It looks like they're matched in strength. Close by, the leader is getting up on his feet again as well. Shit. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's a Bard thing to say. Bardic inspiration for everyone.
God, it's a thing I hear at work all the time. Okay.
You dart closer to Otmund. You can't let him get drawn into a 2 versus 1 in close quarter combat. If you stay together, you can offer him support where he needs it. Back pressed to back, you create an opportunity for Otmund to get in a well-placed blow, and the largest bandit staggers back.
Ha!
With that extra little bit of help, Otmund slowly gains control of the flow of battle. You can only hope that all the flashing sparks behind you mean that that's the case for Rain as well. Now that both Rain and Otmund are engaged in battle, that leaves the bandit leader for you. Oh, and also, something I wanted to add, since I mentioned earlier, like maybe adding special effects, you don't have to do those by yourself, by the way, if you want to. There's plenty of free assets you can go on to, and like Limisoft forums, and just look at them there. I mean, that's where I usually get mine from. So if you're not good at that kind of thing, like special effects and all that. So it's just a little something but it does make a big difference, I think. And, anyway, keep going on. I already read this, right? I think so. They've staggered to their feet and shake their head as if to get rid of any lingering dizziness. Then they sneer at you and draw their daggers.
Come on then, sweet thing. I'll show you a good time.
Creep. And immediately they're upon you. The bandit might not have any kind of refined technique, but they're quick and fierce. They're not above using underhanded tricks either. You parry their flurry of slashes best you can and return the favor, swiping and missing and swiping again. One of the daggers nicks your cheek and then your arm, and then one lodges itself in your shoulder.
Ooh.
Maybe Rain senses that you're struggling because, in between their combative magic spells, they cast one on you. You feel its effect instantly, a warm, tingly feeling on your back. You have the feeling that on one of your next attack, the odds will be tipped in your favor. For now, you call upon the source of your magical powers and pour it into your weapon. Imbued and glowing with your magic, your weapon will deliver some particularly nasty sort of damage once you strike true. Just when the bandit thinks they've got you, a well-placed kick sweeps them off their feet. The bandit attempts to drag you down with them, and soon it's a wrestling match. Their elbow drives into your ribs, and you cough in surprise and pain. Now or never, you wriggle an arm free, yank their dagger out of your shoulder, and knee them in the stomach to buy you time. Your attempt wasn't as successful as you'd hoped, but it's enough. They cry out and lose concentration for a second. You snake your arm around their back, dagger in hand. Desperate, you call on the piece of good luck Rain has bestowed on you, and with all the force you can muster, you plunge the blade in between their shoulder blades. The bandit cries out and stiffens before going limp on you. They stare at you as the light slowly leaves their eyes. Their lips move in a last few unspoken words. You shudder. It's not the first life you've taken, and it won't be the last. It's inevitable in this line of work, but that doesn't mean you enjoy it. You shove the lifeless body off of you and unsteadily get to your feet. That took more out of you than you would have liked. The wound in your shoulder aches and is oozing blood. Otmund seems to be doing just fine. He's still fighting, but you can tell it's a losing battle for the bandit. Otmund's already on top of him, and his strikes just seem to keep on coming. Rain is struggling a little. They're further away from you, but you think you can see they've been hit. Yet, they keep dancing in and out of range of the archer, taunting them to get into a position that works in Rain's favor.
Oh boy.
Sit this one out. You guys got this. I say we should help Rain, because it looks like they're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're not doing too well, but you're worried. Rain might need your help. You can patch yourself up and rest after you've killed the bandits. With the last bit of your strength, you throw a magically imbued dagger at the archer. Your aim is off, and you miss, but for a split second, he takes his eyes off Rain. That's all Rain needs. They cast another spell, and frost starts to creep up the archer's right arm. It doesn't take long before the battle comes to an end. Rain has knocked the archer down and is recovering their breath. Otmund, bleeding and breathing heavily, stands over the largest bandit and holds his sword to their throat. Otmund looks down at them, disgust written plain and clear on his face.
I consider it a favor that no one will have to see your face again.
And with the last blow, your party is the last they'll ever rob. Or so you thought. The archer, bloody and bruised and until this moment presumed dead, has dragged themselves to their bow. They let one final arrow fly. None of you see them until it's too late. It takes a moment to register, but once it does, the pain is overwhelming. You gasp, hands instinctively reaching up to your midriff. Oh gods, that's a lot of blood. Rain and Otmund shout in surprise, but the world is spinning around you, and you hear a raspy breath from close by. Your own? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Before your face meets the ground, two large hands catch you, Otmund. For the first time during the battle, he looks frightened. He turns to Rain, panic creeping into his voice.
Finish them, now!
Rain is visibly distraught and on the verge of tears, but does as Otmund say. A well-aimed ray of frost hits the archer, and their head lolls to the side.
What do we do? What do we do? We stay calm. That's what we do. Come on, help me get her to the side of the road. We need to get...
Otmund's voice sounds farther and farther away. You blink and fight the fuzzy darkness, but you feel so heavy. The pain is so much. Maybe it's better to drift away.
God damn it, Gales. Don't you dare die on...
Aw. Gales is like, I'm closing my eyes now. You float in and out of consciousness. You catch snatches of conversation, but it's like the sound comes from underwater. Muted, slow, and impossible to make meaning of. When you wake, you're dismayed to find that the first thing you notice is a searing and unrelenting pain. Your whole body aches, you feel shivery, and the spot where the arrow buried itself in you feels like a pulsing, throbbing wound. Put bluntly, you feel like shit. Well, I mean, we almost died, so yeah.
Right.
But your right hand feels warm. You turn your head, which feels like 100 pounds, and find Otmund beside you, holding your hand in his. You have no idea how much time has passed. The only thing you can see is the sun is painting the sky brilliant shades of oranges and reds. It must be late afternoon or evening. Otmund looks exhausted, face pale and drawn. There's still some blood splatters on his cheek. Carefully you flex your fingers. Otmund's eyes fly open immediately. His voice is hoarse and soft.
Gales.
Your own voice comes out like a cracked whisper. That's me. Otmund closes his eyes, his grip on your hand tightening for a moment. When he opens them again, he makes a weak attempt at a smile.
Scared the shit out of me, you did. Rain's been, beside themselves. They're sleeping now.
How long have I?
2 days. We haven't traveled much, but enough to not to have camp around corpses.
2 days?
That arrow had some nasty magic on it, or at least that's what Rain said. They did everything they could, but you still ran pretty bad fever.
Otmund lets out a breath.
Oh, but you're okay. Just like I knew you would be.
He brushes some hair out of your face.
Well, we need to get back on your feet somehow. Are you feeling hungry?
Is the horse okay? That's like my first words after every fight. Where's my horse? Is my horse okay?
Rain has cooked some gruel. Actually, maybe I should see if they're awake.
Kind of traumatized because one time the DM, like one of the enemies launched a fireball and killed all the horses except for mine. Because I was the only one who got my horse out of the way of the fight. I am very protective of my horse. I don't care if my teammates die as long as my horse is okay. Priorities.
Jeez.
Yeah, they can take care of themselves. He looks away, presumably to where Rain is sleeping, then back at you. Yeah, we could use a little company. I mean, make sure we don't die.
Of course, anything.
Huh. Anything. You sure? Otmund's expression softens and he smiles.
Yes. Anything.
That flusters you a little. Best to change the subject. I mean, I could probably think of some things. Ghosters from Group. Yeah, is the horse okay?
See, I thought of you in that moment.
And the cart, did anything get damaged?
The horse is fine. A little startled, but unscathed.
I was gonna say.
Cart's fine too.
I was gonna say if the horse died, then this might have gone down a star. Maybe 2 stars.
Jeez. You just worry about yourself now, you hear me?
Okay. The two of you sit in companionable silence for a while. Otmund's hand is warm and comforting, and a few times you almost drift off to sleep. You stubbornly struggle to stay awake. With closed eyes, you focus on the crackle of the nearby campfire, the sound of birdsong, the rustling of leaves in the wind, Otmund's voice. Otmund's voice?
I have to admit, when I saw you take that hit, I lost it. Very unprofessionally.
Maybe he thinks you're asleep. His voice is low and soft. He might just be talking to himself.
I didn't expect it to feel, well, I'm just relieved, I guess. Relieved you're safe.
Otmund has taken to rubbing circles with his thumb on your hand. Aw. Otmund? You crack open your eyes and immediately wish you hadn't. You can feel the headache starting to throb its way into your temple.
You're awake? Did you manage to get some sleep?
Not really. He releases your hand, gently putting it by your side.
Try and rest some more. I should go check on Rain for a second. I'll be right back.
You watch him leave and close your eyes. Your short conversation has exhausted you, and you quietly drift off to sleep again. You wake up in a cold sweat. Your gaze is met with the night sky, though you can't make out any stars. The temperature has dropped more than usual, and the wind has gotten stronger. You hope it doesn't mean a storm is on its way. You're not really in a position to travel much yet. Otmund has been looking to see if he can carry any of the boxes so that you can take their place in the cart. You appreciate the gesture, and you know a journey on foot is impossible, but the thought of being shaken around in a moving cart makes you feel nauseous.
Gales?
Rain crouches beside you.
Hey, good to see you're okay.
No,
oh, yeah, sorry. Okay.
Hey, good to see you're okay, Rain. Rain is on the verge of tears.
Gales, I'm so sorry. I really thought I'd finish him. I was so sure he was dead. I'm so sorry that I let...
Aw, no, it's not your fault. It's okay, Rain. I'm alive, aren't I? Thanks to you, or so I've heard.
If I had made sure he was dead, I wouldn't have had to heal you at all. I'm really, truly sorry. I'll make sure you get on your feet, okay? I feel so terrible about this.
I mean, the bandit's the one who shot me, the jerk. But he paid for it. I'll be fine. Don't worry so much. I've had worse. I'll be feeling right as rain before you know it. Ha! Right as rain.
Ha!
See, Gail's even made a cheesy bard joke.
But still.
It's fine. I'll deal with it. Speaking of rain, I feel like we might get caught in a storm. See those clouds? Rain looks up and their frown deepens.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It doesn't look good. Controlling the weather is something I unfortunately haven't really mastered yet. So I think the best thing we can do is find some shelter soon.
Okay, let's hope the storm will hold until then. But the next morning, the sky hasn't cleared. In fact, it seems to get darker and darker. I mean, it looks kind of the same to me.
Right.
You got yourself through a painful and sleepless night. Your fever spiked, and for hours you alternated between feeling shivering cold and sweaty heat. You nearly threw up a few times, gagging as your stomach weakly protested the few bites of gruel you managed to force down. Otmund had been there every time, tucking his cloak over you or holding the hair out of your face. You hate to admit it, but you have got to get going before the storm catches up with you. After taking a few experimental steps and then turning, in Rain's words, as pale as a ghost, you're forced to hitch a ride in the cart. It's exactly as uncomfortable as you'd expect it to be.
Ugh, this weather. We should find a place safe from the rain. We could do a little more. It's not far until a small farm settlement. We'll stop there. I don't think we'll make it there in time, Otmund. There's no guarantee we'll find anything. We'll likely get lost in the middle of nowhere and stuck in the rain. Gods! You stubborn, obstinate man.
Hey.
I I'm doing it again.
Hey, don't fight, please. Stealing all my lines. You feel weaker than yesterday already after being tossed around in the cart for a few hours. The last thing you want is a headache from these two fighting again.
Gales, I'm sorry. I just don't want your fever to get worse. It'll be okay. I'm sure we'll get to the farms in time.
It takes a little less than 2 hours before Otmund is proven wrong.
Mm. Oh, hell. Ugh, I told you. Never mind. Let's split up. I'll go look over there.
And Rain sprints off. The boxes with goods are covered with a tarp, but you, unfortunately, are not. You're soaked within seconds.
Split up, they say, as if I can leave you here by yourself.
Otmund quickly takes off his cloak and drapes it over you to shield you from the rain as much as possible. You mumble a weak thanks. By some stroke of luck, Rain returns after not too long. They're soaked from head to toe and covered in mud. Their hair sticks to their head like a wet helmet.
Hey, follow me. I found some empty castle thing we can stay. Empty castle? Alright, let's go.
Otmund, Rain, and the horse trudge through the increasingly muddy road until Rain guides you through the grassy fields. It's a hellish ride. The lack of road makes the cart sway and bump violently, and you almost hurl a breakfast over the side of it.
Gods. Hang in there. Not much longer.
The trees continue to grow denser. Blessedly, they catch some of the rain that has gone from a drizzle to a pouring.
Ta-da! Look, here it is.
A half-ruined, desolate fort stands in front of you. Vegetation has grown over the walls so thoroughly it'd be hard to spot from far away. Otmund ventures in to inspect the walls and their bearings. After he's satisfied, he takes in the cart and horse.
Looks safe enough. Roof shouldn't collapse on us anytime soon.
You breathe out in relief. You're not sure what you would have done if you hadn't been able to find any shelter. Aw, it's a nice little image.
There we go.
Rain quickly sets to making a fire, and soon you're huddled in front of its warmth. The fort is empty aside from some crumbling furniture strewn about. It makes for some pretty good campfire fuel. You've all had to remove most of your clothes and hung them out to dry near the campfire. Once everyone is seated around the fire, Otmund hesitantly speaks up.
Rain, I'm sorry. I should have trusted your judgment. We got caught in the storm because of me. Oh? Yeah, you should have. That was really dangerous and dumb. But it's okay. Rain, your hero and savior, found you in this nice little fort. We'll just wait the storm out in here.
The crackle of the fire is soothing, and you're tempted to doze off again, but before you have the chance to, something soft is draped over your head. When you grab at it and crane your neck up, you find Otmund standing behind you. It's a dry piece of cloth, most likely from his pack.
Dry yourself off with it. You must be cold.
You ruffle it over your hair.
What are you doing? Is that how you dry your hair? Come here.
Otmund sits down behind you and takes the cloth from your hands. He starts gently drying your hair, smoothing the bird nest mess you and the rain created. I mean, if we're self-inserting, then yeah, I have really long hair. It definitely takes a while. It definitely takes hours to dry. Otmund doesn't seem to mind, though. Not once does he complain or comment, just carefully and patiently disentangles the knots. When Otmund is done, you just feel about like you've melted. Aw. I'm gonna do the cute lean against the chest option. What better place to rest against? You can't see Otmund's face from this position, but you do feel him momentarily tensing up.
Are you asleep?
Yes.
I see. Let's find you a bedroll then.
Fine. You reluctantly give up your very comfy and very warm human pillow. Fortunately, your bedroll is dry enough to be used. You're so exhausted, you're asleep within minutes. Oh, that's cute. When you open your eyes again, the storm hasn't let up in the slightest. The rain drip, drip, drips onto the stone floor from the cracks in the ceiling. You're You're sweating, and the pain in your side is a dull, throbbing ache. Maybe you should take more of that tonic Rain made for the pain. You slowly get up, one hand clutching the area of your wound. Is Rain asleep? Looks like they are. They're almost completely covered by their bedroll, curled up next to the fire.
Hey there. Were you looking for something?
You're startled for a second. Otmund's face is only partly illuminated by the fire's glow. Yeah, actually, the tonic. Otmund is already up and rummaging through Rain's pack.
Gods, what a mess. I could never find anything here. Here it is.
He hands you the bottle and you gratefully take a swig. It's incredibly bitter. You pull a face.
I'd reward you with something sweet, but I don't think I have anything like that on me.
I can think of a few things.
Oh yeah, I'm all ears.
Aw, kiss, that'd be nice. Or a goodnight song, that'd be nice too. I'm not a girl, I'm good. We did kiss or goodnight song? I say kiss. That sounds sweet.
Rain's a bad influence on you.
You start to say something else, but you're interrupted by your own yawning.
Feeling a bit better? Go sleep some more. I'll keep watch.
You don't protest. The tonic must be kicking in because you feel drowsier by the second. The pain has started to subside as well. You close your eyes and drift off. The next morning, the storm has let up a little. It's still raining, but Rain informs you that the clouds definitely look a little lighter. After eating some breakfast, you glance at Otmund. He sat on top of a crate, frowning at the travelogue. You sit down next to him. So, should we head out again, since it's raining less? Otmund looks up in surprise.
Head out again? Are you kidding? You're not fit to travel yet.
What about your planning, the itinerary? Otmund stops talking abruptly and stares at you. Then gently, but with no hesitation, both his hands cup your face.
Who gives a fuck about the itinerary? The only thing that matters is that you're safe, and that we can get you to Yarsmore, so you can be treated for your wound.
Aw, that's nice. We'll relax. You close your eyes, leaning into the warmth of his touch. Okay. If you're fine with me, I'm not worried. Or if you're with me, I'm not worried. Amund's face turns serious.
It's a big deal, Gales. Or at least it is to me. Thank the gods for this fort. I had no idea something like this was on our way to Yarsmore. Or Gamsmore.
Maybe people just forgot it was even here in the first place.
Not on any map I've seen, anyway. Whoever took up their residence in here, it's been a long time since they've been home.
Did you find anything?
Were you hoping for treasure? No. Just more broken furniture and a lot of mushrooms in what I think would have been the mess hall. But Rain's out exploring now. You can ask them what they see when they get back, or what they saw when they get back. But thought knowing them, they'll just get into trouble or get lost gods. Honestly, the best part of all this is being rid of them. I forget how that freedom felt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I like Rain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is that what we're saying? Is
yeah.
that what it means?
Yeah, because basically this is him falling back on his whole not liking Rain thing.
Yeah.
It's starting to creep up again. So he's looking for either you accepting, saying yeah, I know, or if you just want to just defend Rain again.
No. Otmund.
Yeah.
You have to stop putting Rain down all the time. Yeah, tell him. Rain is doing their best. They found us this fort, remember? And I don't think I would have lived without their medical knowledge.
I know. And I'm grateful, I am. But they haven't exactly shown themselves to be someone who's reliable.
I mean, I'm not going to call him a jerk, so that's kind of mean.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think it's that simple. It might be worth considering that it's not that Rain's so unreliable, but that you have trouble relying on others.
Why would I rely on others?
Why wouldn't you?
Because I can't trust that they'll lead out to a good outcome.
He has trust issues. We rely on you, Otmund. I trust you completely. Whatever the outcome, I know that will be okay. Because we're together.
You... No, you don't understand. It's just better if I'm alone.
Aw, don't say that. You don't have to be alone if you don't want to be.
Um, I can't. I can't let you see me like that.
Like what?
Like when I'm weak or I fail. Like I fail to prevent you from getting hurt.
It's nothing to feel ashamed about, and yet my trust in you is not shaken.
Hmm.
Kind of both.
Yeah, really.
I'll say this one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, Otmund. I won't look away. Otmund's face crumples, however briefly, and he averts his eyes.
What you said about Rain, you're right. I can't keep doing this. Thank you. I promise I'll make an effort.
Thanks, Otmund. I have faith in you. Have faith in us. You share a comfortable, companionable silence for a while. When Rain returns, they have a strange expression on their face, but when you ask if they're all right, they smile like usual, assuring you nothing's wrong. They say they didn't find anything exciting in the fort. Guess it really is just an abandoned ruin. Rain's herbal tonics are definitely doing their work, though. You can eat a bit more today, and your side doesn't feel like a knife is constantly stabbing it anymore. After 3 days, the storm finally lets up. Thanks to Rain and Ottman's care, your fever is almost down as well. It's time you got back on the road. You'll still travel in the cart for a bit, just so you don't wear yourself out again too fast, but you have good hopes you'll be back on your feet in a couple of days.
Ready?
You nod, and Rain gives you a thumbs up. You set off once more. The rain has washed away your tracks on the road. It's almost like you were never there. The grass is still glistening with raindrops, and there's a fresh green smell in the air. Thankfully, the rest of your journey is fairly peaceful. In the end, you only arrive a day late to Yamsmore. By the time of your arrival, you thankfully feel much better. You're walking increasingly bigger parts of the day with less and less pain. It's the end of the afternoon. The warehouse isn't hard to find. After unloading the cart and bringing the horse to Miss Redfield's stable, you thank him for his hard work. You stroke the horse's mane and sneak him a treat. He's earned it. Goodbye, buddy. Thanks for taking care of us all this time. Ah, we're leaving the horse. In the meantime, Rain has started off to find Miss Redfield to inform her of your arrival. Oh, that's a girl, right?
Yeah.
Good to see you about, adventurers. You're late. I was starting to worry about you.
Apologies, ma'am. We were caught in a rainstorm for a few days, which considerably slowed our travel.
I'm glad you made it through okay. Please walk me through the journey. I'd like to inspect my wares as well.
Of course. I have a log here. Please follow me.
The three of you report on everything that happened on your journey. Bandits? You must have had your hands full. I'm glad I hired some capable adventurers to deal with them. After she's done looking over the wares and finding everything to her liking, she turns to you with a smile. Everything looks in order. Thank you very much for completing the job. I appreciate it.
Not at all. Thank you for trusting this to us. It was my pleasure, ma'am.
Thanks for taking us on again. You're paid handsomely for your troubles, and you sigh in satisfaction at the sound of coins clinking in your purse. Ah, you're free. Nothing beats the feeling of a job completed and a pouch full of coin. Well, I say we get a drink somewhere to celebrate our success.
Well, I suppose that would be fine. Thanks, but I think I need to stop by somewhere else first. You go have your drink, though.
Ah, okay. Should we say our goodbyes then?
Thanks for everything, Gales. I hope we meet again someday.
Aw, yeah. Hug time. You step forward with your arms open, and Rain reciprocates your hug with no hesitation. Thank you, Rain. Same to you. I hope good things find you.
I'd say the same, but I think you already found something pretty good there.
Aw. You glance at Otmund with a blush in your cheeks.
Rain, we didn't get along much at first, but I'm really glad you were with us on this job. You were invaluable to its completion.
Didn't get along much at first. I mean, you didn't get along pretty much throughout the whole
time, right? And each time you're like, well, maybe we should kick him. Like, it's like, Jesus, guy, just calm down.
It is what it is, though. Some people just don't get along. Oops. Otmund offers his hand to Rain with a genuine smile on his face. After Rain gets over their initial shock, they shake hands with him.
Thanks, Otmund. You kind of grew on me as well. Good luck out there.
Before Rain leaves, they nudge Otmund in the ribs and whisper something to him you don't catch. You do see Otmund blush and open his mouth to tell Rain off, but Rain has already scampered off with a laugh.
Bye, you two.
And with that, they disappear into an alley. It feels a little strange to not have them around after 3 weeks of being stuck together. Should we go get that drink then?
Actually, can we talk for a moment somewhere quiet?
Sure. Any place you had in mind? Otmund nods and leads you outside the city gates of Yamsmore. The city is surrounded by slightly sloping hills, and Otmund takes you up one of them. That's pretty.
There we go.
It won't be long until sunset. A beautiful combination of orange, red, and yellow swirls paint the sky. You sit down next to each other, watching the clouds. What did you want to talk about?
Now that I got you alone, it's hard to say all of a sudden.
Well, I've got all the time in the world, whenever you're ready. It's quiet for a minute. Slowly, Otmund starts to speak.
I'm really glad you were with me on this job. I didn't expect to enjoy myself as much as I did. Work's just work, right? But talking to you, spending time with you, even relying on you, it felt good. And then you had to go and get hurt. I felt like I never want to feel that again. I was afraid.
Aw. Otmund hesitantly touches your hand. When you don't pull away, he takes it in his.
Afraid I'd lose you. And well, we completed the job. But I don't want to part from you.
Well, good. Are you confessing to me?
I guess I am. I think you're strong, beautiful, smart. I can't remember the last time I've smiled so much as when I'm with you.
Aw, that's sweet.
I want to keep you around. Well, you're kind of a dick to our teammates every time, and a little bit of trouble here and there.
Yeah, I was just kidding around, I'm Bard. No, we'll accept. That's funny, though.
That is funny.
I'm so happy to hear that. You really mean it?
Of course I do.
Then, I'd like to stick together, or I love you. Those are both nice.
Those are nice.
We'll say I love you. Sometimes they need to hear it. I wasn't sure if I should tell you, but if you feel that way, I've fallen in love with you. I love you.
You? Really? You love?
Without warning, Otmund pulls you into his chest. Aww.
You've made me so happy. Thank you.
Otmund quickly lets go.
Sorry, was that all right?
Nope, I take it back. You messed up.
Oh, he's just socially awkward.
You laugh and launch yourself at him. On reflex, Otmund catches you. He chuckles and holds you close to him, burying his nose in your shoulder.
Would it be alright if I kissed you?
I guess.
I've been thinking of how much else. Of nothing. I've been thinking of. Haven't been thinking of much else for the past few days.
You raise an eyebrow. What? Even while I was sick and throwing up my guts up.
That's such a you line. That is so you. Yeah, even then.
Aw, that's sweet. The sincerity of his gaze gives you another surge of warm affection that spreads throughout your chest. Yeah, we'll kiss. You lean in, snaking your arms around Otmund's neck. His skin is warm against yours, his fingertips rough on your cheek. The kiss starts chaste and soft, but quickly grows deeper. Otmund's tongue sweeps over your lips, and you eagerly respond to his touch. Okay, Otmund.
Damn.
Otmund kisses you heatedly and patiently. Dang, boy! And it's all you can do to keep up with him. He softly groans into your... it's always the quiet ones that are kind of, closet perverts a little bit. I'm mean, and I'm saying this as one of them, so.
Can vouch.
He softly groans into your mouth and lightly grazes your lip with his lower teeth. The hand that rests on your waist pulls you flush against him. The other cups your cheek, stroking your cheek with his thumb. You're not sure how long you were kissing, but when you part, both of you are out of breath with flushed cheeks.
Let's stop here for now. If we keep going on it. Yeah, let's continue this later.
You press a final kiss to his jaw. Okay. So, how soon can it be later? That's such a horny bard thing to say.
Right.
Otmund laughs a deep and genuine laugh and pulls you against him once more to kiss your head.
You really are a troublemaker, huh?
Oh no, he's called us out. Don't try to act as if you don't enjoy it.
I see you catch on fast.
Otmund wraps his arm around your shoulder and you lean in. Otmund closes his eyes and rests his head against yours. Together, you watch as the sun sets. Hey, Otmund.
Mm-hmm.
For our next adventure, let's go together. Otmund's eyes crinkle and a wide smile spreads over his lips. The genuine joy suddenly makes him look a lot younger.
If you're the one by my side, yeah.
Aw. Thank you so much for playing, Gales. May your weary feet find rest, your heart find love, and your spirit find joy.
Aw.
Enjoy the spoils of your success, replenish your mana, and see you again soon. Aw, that was really cute.
That was cute. That was a good ending.
Very nice, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some extras, gallery.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing the other ones are from Rain's route.
Yeah.
Interesting. Which I kind of do want to play through it because I'm curious about, Rain and stuff. Uh-oh. See, now I don't... Okay, I'm going to have to switch the mouse. So very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Epilogue, what's that? Is that more story or... Oh no, I think it's just like it replays the ending maybe. Oh, we got the good ending. Good. Yeah. I mean I kind of guessed, but it was a good ending, but it's cool. 28 human fighter. Half elf sorcerer. Yeah. I remember seeing that from the main page.
Yeah.
I kind of already knew that, but and then Gales is horny bard. We kind of, made that up.
Self-insert, horny bard.
Yeah, maybe. I'd be like maybe either bard or druid, I think, would definitely be the class that I would be. Druids are my favorite, because I really like nature and animals, but I'm also kind of pervy, so yeah, bard. But I can't really play an instrument, so I'd be like the storytelling kind of bard.
Yeah.
And my singing voice is just at best. But no, that was really good. So review part. I mean, I don't really have, so we'll start off with the positives. There's a lot of positives in my book anyway. I really like the characters. I like the story. Art was nice. Character designs are nice. I love the D&D. I like the banter was okay. Some of the whole thing between the two guys, Otmund and Rain, going back and forth arguing, that got a little old, but I mean, it does happen. Sometimes, people, party members and stuff just don't get along, but would have liked to see them resolve a little bit sooner rather than later, but it was okay. Let's see, what else?
For me personally, I liked how they broke up the middle of the story with the one town, with the festival and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite interesting because it was very unanticipated, and it just very kind of a extra lighthearted event type thing. It almost felt like a side story in its own, and I quite enjoyed that myself actually.
Me too. I actually thought that was going to be the end. I'm like, oh, this is a good ending, and I'm like, oh nope, it keeps going. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like the halfway point. So that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Let's see. So for constructive criticism, I don't have a whole lot. One, this is a minor and kind of personal thing. I would like the horse to have a name. Either we get to name it or it has a name, so we call it something more personal than just the horse. I mean, that felt a little impersonal. But, horse is a character too. Horse deserves a name. But that's minor. On the more serious side, I think the ratio for the writing to the art was a little off balance. So, like, when we were traveling, it was mostly just the same backgrounds over and over again and nothing else. Maybe the character sprites would be there, maybe they wouldn't be. There was a lot of it was very narration heavy, which considering it's an adventure story, it makes sense, especially when you're starting to get into, like, the action scenes and whatnot. But there wasn't a whole lot of images to accommodate that. And like, for me, usually I'm okay with it, but in this case, I think it was a little extremely unbalanced and inconsistent. Like, for example, just something simple you could do is, like, when it's raining, add some rain. I mean, have the background be consistent with the words so that they match up and they play off of each other. But in this case, it just didn't really feel like they matched all the time or whatever, and the backgrounds were just being used as something to be there to accommodate the lots and lots of narration and all that.
I would agree. I mean, like I always say this, that, like, I'm not a writer, I'm an artist, but, like, just in those moments there, like, for me, I think it would have been more impactful to have more of those scenes be shown properly. Like, for example, with the one tiefling cart that was down, like, showing the cart there, maybe with the tieflings coming in as, like, their own character models, that sort. Or, like, when we're in the town talking to the NPCs, like, you had the shots of the shops, but not the characters,
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a nice little touch to have them in there, even if they just just a standard just image of the character.
Yeah, and then you don't even have to do a full size one. You could do, like, a head or something, or sometimes people do, like, black silhouettes. It's at least something to signify that the characters are there, except for the sprites.
Right. I also would have liked to have seen, like, something for the bandits when they showed up there, because I mean, like, that felt to me personally, it felt a little jarring that we're just looking at just an open sky that's supposed to be kind of gloomy, and these bandits jumping in there
kind of took away from the suspense. A little bit. Like the descriptions in the writing were spot on. I mean, they were great. Don't get me wrong, but the images didn't really do anything to add to that. So.
Yeah, I do think that just those little touches like that there would have helped, because, like, I mean, like, in the moments, like, with what you captured with the town itself there, and then also with the fort there, I thought that was great. Like, that really fit those scenes. Like, just having that little extra bit right there, I think would have helped. But like what Gail's saying here, like, I agree. Like, the storytelling, the narration, everything, fantastic. Like, really well detailed, very descriptive. I just think that having the visual there with it would have helped as well. It would have kind of just pushed it over, But that's really my only criticism on it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. So rating, I think, I think I'm going to do 4 out of 5 because, yeah. It was good. It was good, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it, but it could definitely be better. It could be more well executed if you were to add more images and more details into the images to complement the writing. Because the writing was good, spot on. And that's my favorite part of that's what I value most in a visual novel personally, is I love the story and I love the characters, and that was pretty good. But the art could use more attention too, especially given the sheer ratios of art to writing. It was way off. If it was just a little off, I wouldn't dock it for that. But when it's way off, it does make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like let me just say, like, this was a fantastic story. Absolutely loved it. I feel kind of the same, that, like, I think if we had just been some more art to better depict some of the scenes, or just a little more variation in there for it, it would have really complemented us more. But for what you have here for it, fantastic. I enjoyed it greatly.
All right. Anything else you want to say, Ken?
No, I think that's about it for me.
I know the developer has more VNs, so I definitely want to check those out. This was definitely a good one to play with Ken, too. It wasn't... I mean, obviously there was still some romance and some, you know, aw moments, but it wasn't too, like, girly or anything. So, yeah. Definitely would like to see more and play more. But if that's all we're going to say, then thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.